Thank you,
Yes,
Chair.
it's, Sibiya Ncube.
General, switch on your microphones. Thank you. General, unless the commissioners have questions on Brigadier Nkwashu, I want to move on to the next topic in the phone call, which is your reference to the group of 5 on page 66 of file 4. Are you there?
Yes, yes, Advocate.
Just 3 lines above line 20. You say, yes, no, you see those people, they like drama because this guy was the same group with Mswazi. And we know by this guy you were referring to Mr. Katiso Molefe, correct?
Yes.
And then you next speak, you say, yes, him, I am sure they are 5. They are a group of, they are 5, they were 5. They are having other companies together also, or mining rights together, right? Now, can I just ask you, when I had put witness A's version about this to you, you had denied that you had said anything about a group of 5. Do you recall that? When I asked you in your evidence in chief, can I just read from the record? And maybe we can display it.
What was the question?
Just a moment. You want to address the chair?
No, I'll wait. I wanted to ask what was the question. I was responding to a question when I denied.
Okay.
So that's why I was saying what was the question, but I will wait.
Okay. I saw you looking at the chair as if you want to address the chair.
No, I thought maybe it is on the screen, the question will be appearing.
Yes, I'm
My
just trying
apologies.
to display it. Because the transcripts seem to be 2 different. Okay. So it will come on the display, General. I was reading from so you'll see, I'll put it on. It says there after line 20 on the transcript, can you see? Okay, then 94, during the call, General Shibiri told me that Molefe was part of a group of 5 individuals with interest in mining. And then in the Northwest Province, and that one of these groups belongs to a group of, and then the name is given. And then I asked you, and you say, no, I deny all of those. Do you see?
Yes.
And I even asked you about, you also said another guy is a Zulu guy called Zay, who stays in Sandton, who I understood to be Zay Ngomalo. He said Zay is close to Julius Malema, who is close to General Shibiri. And you said you deny all of those.
Yes.
Now, do you want to just comment on that denial in light of the transcript of the call?
Yeah. I think I was referring to my statement where I think the question, when referring to the 5, the group of 5, it had another thing again. I don't know if it was indicating cartel or something. That is what I deny. I never talked about a cartel. I said the person arrested, he was involved with a group of 5 and they having business interest when we were talking on the phone, and I also testified now. So my denial was about that one. And then when coming to the issue of Ze, I indicated somebody called Ze, and all, but I never said Nxumalo. So when you put a surname, is something else because I don't know. And this, remember, I'm talking about information of which I don't even know who's there. And then, and I indicated in my statement that when I was asked the relation of Ze and General and Mr. Malema, to say, I was once in the office of the General. There were a female and a Chinese guy who came to report about a case of vandalism at the mine in Northern Cape, and he indicated he is business partner with Zenuma. And that is when I heard the name in that office. So suggesting they might be knowing it, he might be knowing him because they came to his office to report. And Mr. Malema, I indicated that yes, sometimes he sent me to attend to certain cases and said he received a call from Mr. Malema. So it was from those bases.
No, General. I put to you witness A's version in his statement. I had put to you his version of what transpired in the telephone call. And you then, I said to you, let's go through what you confirm and what you deny.
Yes.
And I read that out to you and you denied all of it. You said, yes, I deny all of those.
And I'm giving my reasons why I denied. If you added something on top of Z, then I deny. And if you added something, what was the question? That is what I was asking.
Put it back on the screen, the part that Advocate Ncube is referring to, then General can respond. I think you've moved on now. It's no longer on the screen. Sorry to interrupt you, General. You misunderstood the question. So I wanted them to put it back on the screen so that you can know what they're asking you.
And whilst you are doing what... Let's hope it will be quick.
There we go. It seems to be working now.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
I was saying, whilst you are looking for the transcript again, or is it there already? But let me say what I want to say. We should spell people's names or even names of places. Because looking at this, for example, the Z-A-Y, when the name is Z-E-E, and there was also a strange-looking surname there. We should spell people's names, and if it's a witness speaking, we should ask the witness to spell the name as well.
Will do, Chair.
Thank you, thank you.
General, we'll just put it up again so you'll see there. Look at the screen, General. You'll see after line 20, I say, okay, then 94. 94 is a reference to paragraph 94 of witness A's statement. I am putting to you what witness A said during that call. And in that call, he refers to a group of 5 individuals that you had told him about, which included Mr. Molefe. And then I also said to you that he had told you told him about another guy, which is a tall Zulu guy that lives in Sandton, Z-E, for the transcript, and his surname. There was no surname.
Of course, once a name has been mentioned, we'll trust the transcriber to remember that we won't be spelling every time a name is mentioned.
Indeed, Chair.
Thank you, thank you.
Do you recall that, General? And then I asked you and you said, no, I deny all of those. So now you've seen the transcript of the recording. I am asking you whether you are still sticking to that denial. You want to clarify the denial, and then we can address what you meant in the call.
Yeah, I remember, and I even indicated that, because on my statement I said I can't recall, and I gave the reason why I indicated that, and I even asked if I recall, must I mention these names here and whatsoever. But today I did indicate that I agree with the statement to say, yes, I informed you, I shared information with him to say, the same person, I got information that he was working with somebody, and they were a group of 5, and they are having even mining rights, yes.
Okay. Now, if we then go back to the transcript of the call, the recording of the call, you can go to file 4, page 66.
66.
Yeah, 66. And we are at line 21, where it says, yes, him, I am sure they are 5. They are a group of, they were 5. They are having other companies together also, or mining rights together. Now, this group of 5, you say they are having other companies together also, or mining rights together. So it seems to me like you are saying, in addition to the companies or the mining rights that they have, there's another reason why you are referring to them as a group of 5, because you say having other companies together also. So what is the primary reason that you are referring to them as a group of 5? It can't just be because they have companies together.
I'm saying they were a group of 5 partners, according to information, and that is what I said even today, to say information I got that the arrested person, he was belonging to the group of the deceased, and they were about 5, they are having also companies. That is what I indicated.
Oh, they all originate from the deceased Mr. Mswazi, the 5.
That is what I said, yes.
Okay. And there's the Mr. Mswazi's name is mentioned, and we know that there's Mr. Molefe, and then there's a name that you don't mention. That's fine. Who are the other 2?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yes.
Okay.
How do you know there are 5 if you don't know about the other 2?
Commissioner, that is what I was told, that there were 5, and then I happened to know the other
Told by whom?
3 names which I were informed.
Told by whom?
By a source. Remember I said after, I remember even before, the source indicated to me that they arrested 3, they previously worked for Mr. Mswazi and as contract killers. And later on, when we were discussing after the arrest of Molefe, I indicated to him, I got further information that this person was working with Mswazi and the other people, and they were also involved in mine. That is what I indicated, and I indicated those names which, that name which I was informed. Then other names which I'm not informed, I don't know.
The 2 names that you mentioned in the same transcript, Joe on 68 and Say on 67, are
No,
they
that-
part of the 5?
No, that was something else. Remember, I indicated to say after the decease of Mswazi, my understanding is Joe took over as leading at the industry. And I was saying, I was regarding the whole fight is about taxi violence and so forth. That is where I mentioned that name. I said now there are people who are also there in the taxis now venturing on the
How do you know they're not part of the group of 5 if you don't know who the group of 5 is, according to you?
because I was not, that information which was shared to me, they were not mentioned. And I just indicated to say them. I indicated he is known to the two gentlemen, and I indicated the reason why I said they are known to him, to the general.
But General, what you're being asked is, you say there are 5, and your language, I'm trying to see, you say, I am sure there are 5. So you say 5, and then you mention 2 names here in the next sentences. You mentioned the 2 names, Swazi and that other name, and then you say, and others, you see. Now, when you are asked about whether Joe is part of the 5, and the same as Zay, whether they are part of the 5, you say no.
Yes.
And what Ms. Sigals Ngube is asking is, but if you say you don't know who are the other members of the group, what you call the group of 5, if you don't know who the others are, how are you firmly saying Joe is not part of them? Zay is not part of them, because if you say that, if you answer that way, it suggests that you know who are the other members of the group of 5.
Commissioner, I'm sure even the journalists in here, they know the rivalry between Joe and Mswazi, so they cannot be one belonging to that. And in the context of what I was sharing information regarding Joe, it was something else. And there by the 5 already we know who's the 3, and then the only ones which we don't know is the 2. But again, I'm saying everybody knows that there was a rivalry between Joe and Mswazi. Then they cannot be the same group having same company together. So that is why I'm sure of that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know that Joe, there's rivalry with Mswazi. I didn't know that, maybe because I don't operate in that world. Now you've provided an explanation why Joe is not part of the 5. That's the explanation you have given.
Yeah.
Why do you say Zay? And Zay, because you do mention him in another context. I accept
Yes.
that you mention him in a particular context here. But the question was, how do you know Zay is not part of the group of 5? If you say, I don't know who the other 2 members of the group of 5 are. So, Joe, you know, you've explained why you say he cannot be. What about Zay, that you happen to mention in another context?
Because it was not mentioned, he was not mentioned in that information I got.
Okay,
Yes.
that's fine. That's sufficient for me, General.
No, and just to clarify, you mentioned him in this context, because if you look at where you mention Mswazi, I will skip the other name, and then you say, and others you see, and then witness A says, yes, because even to me, he said that he has interest in mining. You say, yes, somewhere in Rustenburg and Brits there. And then, yes, he mentioned that. Then you say, yes, there is this other guy, his name is Zay, who's staying in Sandton. So you don't change context. You don't move from group of 5 to other people. You're still discussing mining, specifically mining interest in Rustenburg and Brits. And then witness A says, yes, you mentioned that, he mentioned that. Then you say, yes, there is this other guy, Zay. So you're not talking about taxes here, you're still talking about the mining interest.
About mining interest,
Yes.
yes. And I've indicated that there was once people came to the office who indicated they were having mines with him in Kimberley and complaining to the National Commissioner and mentioned his, not Deputy National Commissioner, and mentioned his name.
You've promoted him already.
No.
No, finish your answer.
Yeah, no, I said, excuse me. And then they mentioned that they were partners with him, hence it was on that issue of mines.
Yes.
Yeah, and I indicated also that he's close to, they say he's close to Mr. Malema, and also the Deputy National Commissioner is also close to Malema, because now and then he reports to him certain cases which he tasked me. So it was in that context.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. General, are you aware that General Dumisani Kumalo gave evidence that one of the group of 5 is Mr. Matlala? One of the members is Mr. Matlala?
That's correct.
Okay. Do you know whether Mr. Matlala is one of the 5?
Now, what I know he was a security for the late, not part of the 5.
You know
I don't know. But I know he was providing security for the late Mzansi.
So you knew that Mr. Matlala is somebody that originates from the late Mswazi,
No. I know he provided service to Mr. Mzansi.
linked to Mr. Okay, so he has a link to Mr. Mswazi, providing services for him.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I ask differently? Now that Mr. Mswazi passed, do you know if Mr. Matala has got any association with this group of 5?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Thank you.
And you say that Joe is not part of the 5.
Yes.
If I take you to page 67.
Before you move away, still at starting page, line 22, page 66, where we were. You say, and the evidence leader has read this, yes, him, I'm sure they are 5. They are a group of 5. They were 5. They are having other, underlying other companies together. They are having other companies together also, or mining rights together. When you use other, it seems to suggest that there's something else in addition to the other companies that you are referring to. What's the other thing that they have together?
All of them, they were known for taxi. They were owning taxis. They are owning a fleet of taxis, and they were running the Santiago and so forth, yes.
Oh, okay, all right. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. So if we go to 67, where you reference Joe, page 67, are you there?
Yes.
The last 2 lines on page 67. Do you have it?
Headline?
The last 2 lines, Major General Shibiri. So, Mina, I was thinking that maybe it links to the taxis, but I said no, but these in the taxis, do you see that?
Yes.
Just before we go on, where you say, I was thinking that maybe it links to the taxis, is the it that you're referring to the Aman Swart murder?
Yeah, I was referring to the murders happening from that particular groups. I was thinking their links is about taxi violence. Now this happened, so it's another thing.
Sorry, General, when you say it links, so you're saying that it is more than just the Aman Swart murder? Or is it the Aman Swart murder?
No, after Aman Swart murder happened, and then this person, Ormulefe, arrested, and these people who were contract murders from the taxi industry side. That is where I'm referring to, that I thought all this thing is about taxi violence, not other things.
Okay, so this is now in December 2024. So in December 2024, when you say it links, you are referring to the Aman Swart murder and other murders committed by those contract killers that were arrested for Aman Swart's murder.
No.
Okay, just clarify for me what you mean.
It was also testified here that somebody or the deceased was called notorious in the taxi, and there were allegations even though he was never arrested, or of which I don't know, maybe he was arrested. So I was thinking if ever these people will be arrested and these ones who are termed to be contract killers, it should be contract killers for taxi-related murders. But now somebody else who is not related to the murder is being murdered. So I was talking in that context.
Okay, so there you're referencing, but that's what I'd asked you, the Aman Swart murder. So you're not referring to the contract killers and Mr. Molefe, you are referring to the deceased Aman Swart. You thought that his murder is linked to the taxis, but it's not.
No.
Okay.
Not. I was referring to it. That is amazing that these people who are known to be involved in this other side, now they killed somebody who is not belonging to the side of the taxis. Yes.
And these people, were you referring to just the contract killers, or you're referring to Mr. Molefe as well? When you say these people who are known to
Remember they said information I gave to them initially to say there is a handler who wanted them out. So I take it was him who might be the handler because I didn't know the merit. So, and I know he was I'm told he's owning taxis. So hence, I mean, all four arrested, they're supposed to be maybe involved in the violence which might happen at the taxi environment, not outside the taxi environment.
Okay. But in May 2024, when you have the meeting with the investigators, you already tell them then that these contract killers used to be Swazi's contract killers, so they must go and find out who they are working for now. Remember, you said you gave intel so that CI and the investigators could follow up who are these contract killers working for now that Mr. Swazi is deceased. Do you recall that evidence?
I just said so again now. What you are repeating is what I just said. To say initially when I gave information that the source said these contract killers who are arrested, the people who are arrested actually, they are contract killers. That was the information which I gave to them to say this is what I'm told. And these people used to work by Mswazi. And now the current handlers, which we didn't know who were they want them out on bail. So even now, before the question, is what I repeated.
Yes, I'm just trying to clarify that is what you're saying now, because you knew this information in May of 2024 already, but you saying you didn't know the identity of the hit orderer in May 2024, but you knew that the contract killers were linked to the deceased Mswazi, and they needed to find out, the CI and the investigators needed to find out who these guys are working for now that the deceased is no more.
That's correct.
Okay. And now that person that gets accused of being involved in the murder in December 2024 and is arrested is Mr. Molefe, who you say originates from the deceased Mswazi.
Which I say, information I got say so. Because you are making as if I know.
Yes.
And then I came with it.
Well, I'm talking about what you're communicating to witness A. When you're speaking to witness A, you say this person was part of Mswazi's group, and you're referring to Mr. Molefe.
Yes.
Yes. So you know that. That is what you've been told, according to you. We are on the same page.
No,
I'm just.
You are tricking me again.
I'm really not tricking you, General. I think it's because I'm in agreement with you that you think I'm tricking you.
I said I was told information. So if you say I know is something else, it's different. I don't know, that is my understanding.
But generally, if you are told something, then you know it. Somebody tells you something, you know it. That's all. I think you think I'm tricking you because I'm in agreement with you. I'm just trying to clarify what your evidence is so that we know going forward that you are saying that in December when you are speaking to witness A, you are telling witness A that Molefe is linked to Mswazi, but you didn't know that it was Molefe in May 2024.
Yeah, blame my tutors. They said what you know or knowledge is what you have experienced.
Okay,
that
let's
is my
move on,
understanding,
General.
yes.
Okay.
But I think in fairness to this discussion, General, in your conversation with the investigating officer, you don't say, I have been told. And you can look at it. It's not how you express yourself. You express yourself as they are part of, he Molefe. They are 5. I'm sure they are 5. They are a group of, they were 5. They're having other companies together also, or mining rights together. So you are not saying to him, you are relaying what you have been told. In fact, on the next paragraph, he says, in the further conversation, he says, yes, to me too, he told me that he has an interest in mining. And then you say, somewhere in Rustenburg and Brits. Now, that conversation, you are not conveying it as I have been told. You're telling A, these are the facts. At least that's how you speak in the transcript. You may now want to explain it and say, well, maybe I misspoke. It's what I had been told. But in this communication, if we go by the transcript, in the transcript, you present it as something that you know.
Yeah.
So there's no tricking there, and I think you're not being fair in the discussion to say that you're being tricked. It's your words. No one is putting words in your mouth.
Yeah, it's not easy because me and the person I was speaking to, we understood each other, and even the information that I got information and whatsoever, it is not there on the transcript. And they indicated that they were not aware that some were not being recorded and so forth, but it will seem I'm reasoning. I'll leave it there as it is on the transcript. But what I'm explaining is what is the truth, is what I know.
And General, to be fair to you, line 18 on page 66, because there you identify Molefe because you say this guy, meaning Katiso Molefe, in line 19. This guy was the same group with Mswazi. So whether you heard that from somebody else or not, when you communicate it to witness A, that's how you communicate it. You may not have personal knowledge yourself, but the information you are communicating to witness A is that Katiso Molefe was linked to Mswazi, and they are part of this group of 5. So whether the source is somebody else, for now we can accept that what you communicated is that information. Right?
Can I leave to my answer?
Yes.
Yes.
And maybe this is just an interest to understand how it works. So, General, if somebody told you this kind of information, so you're not putting it as a fact. You were saying someone has told me. As head of organized crime, is it not supposed then to, as part of your functions, to then give you the beginning of an investigation to get you to a point where you are able to say indeed they are part of a group of 5, or no, they're actually not part of a group of 5, or for that matter, there is no group of 5. So we take it past, I've been told, because you are head of organized crime in the country. What do you do when that happens, and what did you do here? And maybe let me bring it back to this, that you say to us you were informed, and that's what this conversation is about. What do you do with that?
That is why I shared with Witness A. Witness A works for organized crime. Witness A was part of the investigation team which has been formulated, which is dealing with the same group in related to certain things. So it's additional to what he already knows to say they can go further. And I indicated even now to say now they were reinforced in a safe house, having all the resources to pursue this thing. Hence, I shared further with him that information so that it must be continuation of that particular investigation, because the investigation has already started and already other people arrested. I'm giving him further names to look at. As I indicated to say, when I wanted a threat risk analysis to be done, was exactly that they get protection, they stay in a safe house, they have more members, and then team with crime intelligence and combat so that they can work on this and pursue other new cases which will emanate from these firearms. I think I testified like that, and this was just a continuation of sharing the information so that they can follow up also on that other part.
So just to make sure that I understand, so you get this kind of information from whatever other source, it's an informer or whatever, you pass it on to an investigator like this in a docket, and you do nothing more about it. Is that, I'm just trying to understand so that one doesn't attach to you functions and responsibilities that don't belong to you. You know, if you say to us, look, once I've got the information, I just pass it on. Investigators will deal with it. As head of organized crime, I just wait for them to give me reports. If that's what it is, that's what it is.
So, no, if it was a normal investigation, when it's based at the unit, I could speak to him and the commander and follow up and make sure that whatever support which I can provide, I can. As I indicated before, that when I was briefing them, I indicated this will form a part of investigation which we call the project. A project leg is got a project team, a leader, and it's a group, and it reports otherwise. You cannot access it unless there is at the provinces they have what they call Provincial Organized Crime Secretariat. Only the the project leaders will go and brief, and then there will be NDPP and everybody who's supposed to be there who forms the part. So if he's already there at the project and is the person I communicate with, who I knew from the start he's part of the investigation, and they're making inroads, and I'm just sharing further information for him and the team to pursue. So I will end it there.
If again, I'm just trying to understand this. If witness A is not part of that project team, it's docket specific. In this case, there's a very specific docket. If his involvement is limited to this docket and he wasn't part of a project team, you've now shared this with him, what happens? I mean, you hope that he will feed it into somebody else, or what?
No, it will depend. If it is faceted, it doesn't need more resources. Like this one, it seems to need more. Then what we do, you will now, the investigator and the commander come together, we discuss to say we form a team, a multidisciplinary team to work on that particular issue. We call it 5-pillar approach. Then we'll call crime intelligence, and then we will have that investigator. They will determine the number in terms of the volume of the work need to be done. But crime intelligence will be number one to come with that investigator to follow up and verify. That is why we call them pillar one, because everything we do, it must be, we call intelligence-led policing. Then it must be information which, not information, now it becomes intelligent report. Information is not yet verified. So it works like that.
Do you know if that has happened in respect of this group of 5, this which you are describing would have happened?
I think they testified that the leader is General Kalakala, and the testimony of General Kumalo is they are still investigating. The investigation is ongoing. That is what I know.
Thank you, General.
Thank you.
General, just on the issue of Mr. Matlala, so you say you knew that Mr. Matlala was providing security for Mr. Mswazi.
Yes.
And if I can ask you to go to file 3, it is page 198. It's a WhatsApp, CJC 70, page 198.
Yes, ma'am, I'm there.
These are WhatsApp chats between you and Sergeant Nkosi.
That's correct.
And were you aware that